Hello. So excited to talk with you today because I'm getting a number of questions coming in and I thought I'm just going to make a video because when I hear a lot of questions coming and they're the same questions over and over again, I feel like there are probably even more people out there that have these questions that are not asking them out and out loud. So I want to help you today. If you've not met me before, my name is TJ Hudspeth. I'm a 110-pound loser, and I've been maintaining that weight since I was 35 years old. And through my practice, I have been able to help so many people do the same thing. Not only lose weight, but maintain it. And a lot of what I lead with, when I first started my own weight loss journey, my focus was on exercise. I thought that I needed to move to be able to lose weight. I thought that that was the key to fat loss. Little did I know, it's really your fork. It's really your nutrition that is going to lead the way in fat loss. Now, there's a number of reasons why we want to exercise all the time. Getting movement in helps with our mood, helps with our hormones, helps with our mobility and keeping strong as we age. But as far as fat loss, as far as weight loss is concerned, we do not see the kind of numbers that we would think we would see from exercise. And coupling exercise with nutrition is really the key to your body comp and really pulling yourself together the way you want to pull yourself together at a healthy weight. So if you are wanting to get to a healthy weight and also be able to sustain that life once you get there, keep listening to this video. It's really going to be for you. And one of the questions that I get most often is, what should I be eating? What really should be my focus in my plate when I am preparing my meals and getting ready to eat? And I think just as we go into that conversation, what we need to have first is a real replay of how we were raised, of maybe some beliefs that we picked up as we were kiddos. I am the mother of 2 sons, and I was so careful with my boys. There were a lot of rules in my household personally growing up around food, when we could eat, when we couldn't, what kinds of things we could eat, and all kinds of things I'll explain in a minute here. And I did not want to do that to my sons. I wanted their own natural biological clocks to be governing their eating and telling them in sync with their body what to feed themselves, when to feed themselves, and how much to feed themselves. And I know my generation, we didn't have parents that were in that space. Maybe your parents made you an honorary member to the Clean Plate Club. This is an exclusive club that a lot of people got enrolled in as children, where whatever was put on their plate or they added to their plate, then they were coached to finish that plate no matter what, no matter their tummies telling them that they were full, no matter their energy levels going up and them wanting to get down and go play. They had to stay put in that chair until that plate was cleaned. So if you are a member of the Clean Plate Club, we have to address that before we can really get to the space of building our plate properly. Maybe you were also told no food between meals. My grandfather was definitely one of those people. If you asked my grandfather, "Are you hungry?" he would say, "What time is it?" And if it wasn't 7 a.m., straight up noon, or 5 p.m., he would tell you no. No matter what his body might have been saying to him, if it wasn't one of those 3 times in the day, he was not eating. He was very shut down to his body and the prompts that could be there for hunger. And I'm going to tell you in a little bit why that gets so much more important. The timing of our meals gets so much more important as we age. So just being sensitive to that. If you were raised in a household that there was no food between meals, you might need to kibosh that rule in your own life before you can get to a healthy plate and what you need now to sustain your energy, to be at a healthy weight or to lose weight and to be able to function in your day long term, really create longevity in your health. How about no complaining about foods? Maybe you're eating things that you don't even care for because you think they're healthy. I know a lot of people talk to me about that as I start to work with them. How about everyone eats the same thing? Everyone in the household has to eat the same. Also not good principles for really pursuing nutrition. Let me get to your questions and what we want to focus on today. And if it worked with me at all, you know that I am encouraging you and coaching you and giving you tools to lead your meals with protein. And the reason why we want to focus on protein is because everything in your body is built on amino acids. And these amino acids come from protein. And we have to have enough of certain amino acids to spike in your blood for your body to successfully create healthy proteins, healthy amino acids for everything in your body. Your hair is made of proteins. Your skin is made of protein. Everything in your body, every single process in your body is working from proteins and your protein intake. Your nails are protein. Also, your muscle. Very, very important as we age, that we are protecting our muscle. And then just the principles also of protein in weight loss. When we're talking about weight loss, how it helps us there is when we are consuming enough protein and the proper timing of protein, we feel fuller longer. That helps to make our bodies utilize our fat for calories in our day rather than what we're eating for the only source of energy. And that's what we want. We want our bodies to utilize the fat for our energy, not only to get to a healthy weight, but also maintaining it. So let me tell you a little bit about why this is important in a couple of ways. First of all, let me talk about protein in the body when we are young as opposed to as we age. So as we are young, when you are 20 years old and you are intaking protein, and maybe it's plant protein, maybe it's animal protein, maybe it's a high quality supplement like whey protein or something like that. Pretty much everything you're taking in, your body is able to use and cause those spikes that I just spoke of. And your body can grow and make those new amino acids, make those new proteins needed to build your body strong when you are 20. Unfortunately, as we age, our body's efficiency to get those proteins broken down, no matter what we're eating, they go into a fading redemption of those proteins. We have a term for how this happens in the body that we call anabolic resistance. So if you've heard that term, that is what that is talking about. A gram of protein in your body when you're 20 is used pretty efficiently, used pretty successfully, the whole gram of protein. That same gram of protein in your body in your 60s is not as efficient, is not utilized, is not broken down the same. And so this is why as we age, not only do we have to pay attention, we have to pay attention to how much protein we're getting in, but we also have to pay attention to sources of protein. We want to be very, very effective there, getting plant-based proteins, getting getting plant-based proteins, getting animal based proteins, as well as high quality supplements for our proteins. So let me give you just some simple math that you can use for how this process is happening in the body. So as we age, as soon as we get into our 30s, that's when anabolic resistance begins to happen in our body. And our bodies are not breaking down protein as it once did. It's getting less and less efficient. So quick math, we can say that the impact of the anabolic resistance is about 3 times in your 30s. It's 4 times in your 40s, 5 times in your 50s, 6 times in your 60s. So what we know is that same gram of protein in our 20s that was 1 gram useful, in our 60s is about half. So if you've never thought about supplementing protein, if you've never thought about looking at all kinds of sources for protein, eating fish, eating beef, eating whey protein, eating plant-based proteins like a high quality soy or tofu, if you've never thought about those things before, if you're over the age of 20, now is the time to start thinking about those things. And just getting into that spot to be able to allow the body to utilize protein. So one more tip I have for you today about protein that becomes paramount as we age. Another one is timing. When you're again in your 20s, if you want to eat one big meal and that meal has all your protein for the day, you're pretty golden there. You're okay because you're 20. And your body can absorb, like I said, 1 gram of protein. You've consumed 1 gram of protein in the body for usage. But as we age and we're getting closer and closer to our 50s and our 60s, the timing of our meals becomes critical. Really getting into the habit of eating small amounts 6 times a day becomes critical, because the more times that you can spike those amino acids and get your body to start building protein, start renewing your skin, start renewing your muscle, start renewing your hair, start renewing your nails, becomes more critical so that we can not have the ravages of aging upon us as we go. And so really looking at small portion controlled meals, because we still don't want to jack our weight high in the sky just because we're eating more in the day. So we want portion controlled meals with a protein focus at least 6 times in our day, breaking that protein up over our entire day and giving our metabolism little spikes throughout the day to work for our benefit and really see health gain. So I hope that helps. I know I get so many questions on what to eat. And if you have more questions on what to eat, look for me on Facebook or Instagram. I have a free health survey there. If you take that assessment, I can sit with you and really give you a personalized plan to give you those next steps in nutrition that are really going to make the difference. If you need to get to a healthy weight, I can help you with that. If you're already at a healthy weight and you just want to maintain, I can help you with that. Or if you are aging and you want to stack the deck in your favor, I can help you with that. So thank you for listening. If this blessed you, share it with someone else. That will help get the word out and get some of this confusion cleaned up.